The Raxorian Empire entered human space with full confidence. Their warships were large, powerful, and feared across the galaxy. No species had ever stopped them. And the Raxorians believed humans would be the same weak enemy. Easy to crush, but the moment they crossed into human territory, something felt wrong. A deep silence surrounded their ships. A silence too heavy, too unnatural. The scanners showed no human ships. No radio signals, no warnings, nothing. Only empty space that felt like it was watching them. Admiral Verkin stood on the bridge. His yellow eyes scanned the dark screen. His officers whispered that humans must have run away in fear, but Verkin did not agree. He felt danger hiding in the quiet, something dark and waiting. The first sign of trouble came quickly. The fleet found a human station drifting in space. Its lights were off, its doors open, but everything was untouched. No damage, no bodies, no signs of a fight. It looked like all humans simply vanished in 1 second. Leaving everything behind, a second ship appeared on scanners. A big cargo vessel, it floated with no crew. No movement, no life, but all cargo was still inside. Nothing stolen, nothing destroyed. It was like time stopped for the humans. More strange things began to happen. Shadows flickered on the walls of the alien ships even though nothing was there to make them. Voices whispered through the radio static. Some sounded like humans. Others sounded like something else, something not alive. One ship reported their clocks were moving backward, then forward, then backward again. Time itself was shaking, bending, changing around them. The crew began to panic, but Verkin forced them to continue forward. He wanted answers. Then, suddenly, every screen across the fleet lit up with a human message. The letters were broken. The voice weak, filled with fear. If you entered, it is already too late, the message repeated once, then disappeared forever. The bridge fell silent. Soldiers stared at each other with wide eyes. Some stepped away from their stations as if the message could reach out and touch them. Verkin felt something cold move through him. He understood the truth now. Humans did not run from the Raxorians. Something else happened to them, something powerful, something ancient, something still here, and by entering this space, the Raxorian fleet had awakened it. The Raxorian fleet stayed in orbit around the silent human planet. But the silence was not normal. It felt alive, heavy, like something unseen was breathing around them. Even inside the ships, the air felt strange. Sometimes too cold, sometimes too warm, as if the environment kept changing without reason. Admiral Verkin watched the planet with narrowed eyes. It looked normal from space. Oceans blue, land calm. Cities standing, but no life, no sound, nothing. It was a perfect world with no people, and that scared the soldiers more than any battle. Verkin ordered a scout ship to descend. The fleet watched the small vessel move toward the surface. At first, everything looked fine, then the signal suddenly disappeared. No explosion, no warning, just gone. Like the ship was erased from existence, a second scout was sent. Its pilot spoke in a shaky voice. I see buildings. I see streets. No movement. Everything is empty. The voice faded. The ship vanished again. Nothing left behind. The crew panicked now. Some soldiers begged Verkin to retreat. Others whispered that human space was cursed, but retreat was impossible. Their jump drives failed. The engines refused to respond. It felt like space was holding them in place, trapping them. Then every screen in the command deck flickered. A message appeared, the same one from before, but this time stronger. Do not look for US. Do not enter. Turn back. Before it sees you, officers stepped back in fear. The lights flickered. Shadows stretched across the walls. Voices whispered through the radio. Some human, some not, like a mix of millions of cries. Verkin felt his chest tighten. He needed answers. Without them, his entire empire could fall next. "Prepare a landing group," he ordered. The soldiers stared at him in shock, but obeyed. They were elite warriors, trained for anything. But none of their training prepared them for this strange darkness. The landing pods dropped through the atmosphere. As they fell, the sky changed color, purple to black to red. Clouds twisted into shapes that looked like faces screaming in silence. The radios filled with whispers. "Why are you here? Why did you come?" When the landing party touched the ground, they saw a human city completely untouched. But shadows moved inside the empty windows. And the soldiers understood one thing clearly. Humans did not escape something. Humans were taken by something. And now it was watching them too. The Raxorian landing team moved slowly through the silent human city. Their boots echoed on empty streets, but the sound felt wrong. Like the echoes were coming from somewhere deeper. Somewhere beneath the ground, the building stood tall and clean. Lights still working, doors unlocked, tables set, as if humans planned to return any second, but no one came, no footsteps, no voices. Only stillness that felt older than the city itself. Captain Dravos, leader of the landing team, stopped in front of a large tower. Its windows were dark, but a faint glow pulsed inside. Like a heartbeat, he raised his weapon. "Scanners," he ordered. A soldier checked his device, then froze. "Sir, I'm detecting millions of life signals," the team tensed. "Where are they?" Dravos asked. The soldier swallowed. "Underground." Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled. A deep rumble rolled through the city like a giant waking up. Dust fell from rooftops, streetlights flickered, and a cold wind blew even though the air was still. Shadows along the walls stretched unnaturally long, twisting toward the soldiers like reaching hands. The team pulled back, weapons ready. Their radios crackled with static. Then the whispers returned, louder now. "Leave. Turn back." "It sleeps," Captain Dravos shouted into the radio. "Admiral, something is moving beneath the city." Before Verkin could respond, the ground cracked open near the central plaza. A huge circular door slid upward, releasing a wave of cold air that smelled like metal and old storms. From the darkness below came a sound, a slow, deep thrum. Like the heartbeat of a massive creature, lights flared from inside the underground chamber. Blue and white, sharp and blinding. Then the voices changed. They no longer whispered warnings. They whispered sorrow. "We did not escape. We fell. And now you will fall too." A massive object rose from the underground chamber. It was not a creature, not a machine, not anything the Raxorians knew. It looked like a sphere of shifting light, bending space around it, warping the air, distorting time. The soldiers stepped back in terror. Their scanners shorted out instantly. Time readings jumped wildly, showing years, seconds, centuries, all at once. Admiral Verkin watched the rising sphere from orbit. His heart pounded. He understood now. Humans did not disappear. They were consumed by this thing. And the Raxorians had awakened it, and it was hungry again. The sphere of shifting light rose higher from the underground chamber. Its surface was alive, glowing, twisting, changing shape like liquid stars. The Raxorian soldiers stared at it with wide, terrified eyes. Their weapons shook in their hands, but none of them dared to fire. Something inside their minds told them that shooting would not help. Shooting would only make things worse. Captain Dravos tried to speak, but his voice trembled. What is this thing?" he whispered. No one answered because no one knew. The sphere pulsed, and the air around it rippled like waves on water. The ground bent. The buildings warped. The sky stretched. For a moment, time itself felt like it paused. then surged forward, then paused again. The soldiers felt sick, dizzy, lost, like they were falling without moving. Their radios screamed with broken human voices. Do not wake it. Do not let it see you. But it was too late. The sphere turned toward the soldiers even though it had no eyes. It simply shifted, and suddenly all attention was on them. Like a giant mind focusing its gaze. The soldiers dropped to their knees, gripping their helmets. They felt something entering their thoughts. Cold, ancient, hungry, in orbit, Admiral Verkin watched helplessly. All ships reported strange energy presses pushing against their hulls as if space itself wanted to crush them. Engines refused to activate, weapons shut down. Alarms blared nonstop. Admiral, the fleet cannot move, an officer cried. It is like something is holding us. Verkin clenched his claws, his voice shaking for the first time in years. This force devoured the humans, he said. And now it is coming for us. Back on the planet, the soldiers tried to retreat. But their legs felt heavy, their bodies slow. Like time was stretching around them, the sphere pulsed again, brighter this time, and images appeared in their minds. They saw humans running, falling, screaming, cities breaking apart, worlds collapsing into the sphere's light. A whole species dragged into a place with no time. No space, no escape. Captain Dravos shouted, Admiral! It is feeding on us. But before Verkin could respond, a deep voice echoed across the city. Not from the sphere, not from any creature, but from the shadows themselves. You entered human space, you entered the cage. And now the cage wakes. The sphere expanded suddenly, its light swallowing the plaza. Reaching upward toward the fleet, Verkin stepped back. His breath sharp and cold. He understood now. The Raxorians were not invaders. They were the next victims. The sphere of shifting light rose higher into the sky. Its glow became brighter, stronger, almost blinding. The Raxorian fleet shook under the pressure, metal creaking as if the ships were made of thin glass. Alarms screamed across every deck, and terrified soldiers clung to their stations. Admiral Verkin watched the growing sphere with dread. He had faced many enemies in his life, but nothing like this. This was not a weapon, not a creature, not a machine. This was something older, something that existed before civilizations were born. Suddenly, the sphere stopped expanding. For one silent moment, the entire planet froze. The wind paused, clouds became still. Even sound itself seemed locked in place. Then a voice echoed through space, deep and ancient. You enter the place where humans fell, and soon, you will join them. Verkin felt the cold truth cut through him. This force did not just kill. It absorbed. It consumed entire species, trapping them in endless time. But then something unexpected happened. A second voice appeared. Quieter, tired, human. Admiral? Listen. The screens across every Raxorian ship flickered, showing a broken human face. The man looked old, tired, and almost transparent, like he was fading in and out of existence. I was one of the last humans, the figure said. We tried to fight this thing, but it is not something you can kill. We learned its secret too late. The Raxorian bridge fell silent. Everyone leaned closer, breath held tight. It feeds on fear, the human continued. It grows stronger when you break, when you panic, when you run. That is why we fell. That is why all who enter fall. The sphere pulsed. Reacting to the human's voice, the air shook, the ships groaned. But the human kept speaking. If you want to live, you must stand without fear. You must show it your will. Do not run. Do not bow. Do not let it taste your fear. The message ended. The human figure fading like smoke. In that moment, Verkin understood the final truth. The humans didn't lose because they were weak. They lost because they were alone, but the Raxorian fleet still had a chance. Not by fighting, not by fleeing, but by standing together. Refusing to break, refusing to fear, Verkin turned to his officers. His voice strong again. "We will face it," he said. "We will show it our resolve." The sphere expanded once more, reaching toward the fleet. But this time, the Raxorians did not scream, they did not panic, they stood firm. And the sphere hesitated, its glow flickered. Its form twisted in confusion. For the first time in 1,000 years, the ancient hunger felt something new. Something strong, something it could not consume. Resistance, and in that moment, the darkness finally paused, unsure, uncertain, afraid.